Hey and welcome to our video. Today we will continue playing with hexagons inside Microsoft Word using Visual Basic for applications, that is using macro. This is what we have from the last time. We have a nice looking hexagonal pattern with random lines in the hexagons which add those extra details. So let's open the developer ribbon and our macro for this document, which is this hex pattern. I will edit the macro and I will probably get rid of all those extra lines. We don't need those anymore. So I will select it from here and I will delete all the part which is responsible for drawing those lines. Then I will maybe lower the number of rows to maybe just 2. Make this a little bit smaller, delete everything in the document. Then I will run the macro again to see what we got. So if I run this macro, I do have 2 rows of hexagons. So what I would like to do is I would like to, for each hexagon, I would like to draw a new ellipse. So if I select Insert Shapes, Ellipse, I would like to draw a circle like this in the size of the hexagon. And as soon as I change the fill to no fill and I start adding more and more circles, you will notice I'm getting this like a chained or flower-like pattern around edges where those ellipses overlap. So let's delete everything and let's try to draw ellipses or circles instead of hexagons. So hexagon is being drawn here. I will probably copy this and keep it there just in case. Then I will paste it again and change the shape from msoShapeHexagon to msoShapeOval. I will keep everything else the same, but I have to delete the adjustments because there are no adjustments for a circle that would generate an error or warning message at least. So if I run this, I should get a lot of circles, but I'm not getting circles, I'm getting ellipses just because I'm using the same size as was the hexagon, and the hexagon is actually not filling the square area. So I have to change the drawing routine to set the right size. And for this one, I will use the hex width also for the height. That way it will be filling the square area. And as long as I keep it the same, I should get circles instead of ellipses. So if I run this again, I'm getting nice looking pattern. Maybe I should add more rows so the pattern is more obvious. So if I increase this to maybe 4, you will notice I'm getting this nice pattern with overlapping circles, and when the circles do overlap, there is this kind of flower-like pattern. So what I can do, I was setting the color to black previously, so I can delete this one, and this will make sure that the color of the outline is random. I can also change the transparency to be something else, and for this I will use the usual trick of using the counter rows divided by rows. So if I say counter row divided by rows, that will make sure that the shapes are fading towards the bottom of the page. So I can run this again. I'm getting nice multicolored circles which are fading towards the bottom. Now what if I want to draw the hexagons as well? I can uncomment this section of the code to draw the hexagons as well, but that will probably not look very good. And the reason for this is that I'm drawing the hexagons in the same position as I'm drawing the circles. So if I zoom in for the first shape, you can see it's being drawn for the position 0, 0, both the hexagon and both the ellipse or both the circle. But the hexagon isn't in the size of the circle, so it should be offsetted either a hexagon or the ellipse. So it should be offsetted like this. And this distance on the top, the y offset, is actually the size or the height of the ellipse or height of the circle minus the height of the hexagon divided by 2. So if I delete everything, I can add a new variable which will be maybe, for example, circle offset, and for this one I will use the circle height, which in fact is also same as hexagon width, minus the circle or minus the hexagon height, which is hex height, this one, and then I will simply divide it by 2. So hex width divided by hex height divided by 2. Then I will use this circle offset when I'm drawing the oval. So this is for drawing the oval. This is the x position, this is the y position, so I will just subtract the circle offset value. So if I run this script again, I should get a nicely aligned hexagons together with the circles like this. I'm not fading those hexagons, so that's one thing I can do as well. I can use the very same code as I'm using for the line transparency for circles. I can use the same code for the hexagons as well. Maybe I will increase the number of rows to 6 or so I have even more shapes. And if I run this again, I will get a nice looking pattern of like chains or flower-like shapes, whatever we call it. I can group everything, and that's it. Actually, I quite like it without the hexagon, so I may use one more change, and that is to comment this block again and just draw the circles alone. I kind of like it better when the hexagons are not there, but it's up to you what you do with this pattern. Hopefully something nice looking, and that's it for today's tutorial. Thanks for watching.